Guys, if you are seeing my face for the first time, this is Sapphire Adeze. Today we're going to be talking about how your blood affects your pregnancy. Yes, how the blood affects the pregnancy. Before we start, I'm going to applaud you, my audience, to please like, subscribe, share, and you can as well make a request of any topic you want us to address. Yes, we are here to learn. So you can suggest any topic of your concern that you want us to, you know, touch light into. I'm ready to do that. So yeah. So we carry on today. Um First of all, let's take example for let's take an example of a lady called B as a lady. So for example, B gets married and she give birth. After a year, she gave birth to a child. Good. She gave birth to a child. There was no complication, no issues, no awful experience. Good. Then after a while, 2 years later again, a while she got pregnant again. She got pregnant again, and the first time they had a child, then this time she having another one. Then instead of having the child, she got miscarriage, and that went. Then she accepted it. She tried again, third pregnancy. This time she had the baby. Immediately the baby turned yellow as a result of severe jaundice. Jaundice is yellowish yellowish discoloration of the skin and mucous membrane. You see the eyes, the mucous membrane of the eye yellow, the eye everywhere yellow. That is what we call jaundice. And when the baby pee, the nappy will be yellowish. Whatever is white turns yellowish. Yeah. So when this happens, the doctor sees the baby and they said, oh, everything is there's problem, and after a while the baby can die. And she kept quiet. All is not well. Fourth baby, she try again, thinking that all will be perfect, and now people have started whispering, and maybe she will think that it's witchcraft, or maybe there's something she's eating that's affecting the baby. So many stories, those outdoor stories, community stories. It's not the truth. The best is to check. Let me tell you, what about if I let you know that the killer is what is inside B's blood? It's not it's not witchcraft, it's not the food she ate, it's in her blood. And that is what we called the rhesus factor. Yes. Rhesus factor that we're about to talk about is the number one reason many women suffers miscarriage without knowing it. Now, let me tell you, this is how it is. Usually, if I ask some people what's their blood group, some will say their blood group is AB, O, which is fine. But that's just half of the journey. Outside the blood group, what about outside the blood group, we have the plus and minus sign, which they have the positive and negative. That's the resource factor. We call it resource factor. That resource factor is like a specific flag that everyone carries around. If you are positive, which means you are whether O, B, or AB positive, you have a resource flag. If you don't have the flag, you are resource negative. Now, the problem is about 95% of people are resource positive. Yes, as a matter of fact, they are resource positive. But we have 5% of people who are resource negative. Okay? 5% of people are resource negative. Now, if a resource negative person marries a resource positive person, there's a problem. There is a problem. The problem starts by when the woman gets pregnant, the first child can escape this danger. Yes. the first child will escape it because then the woman's body have not developed the antibody, have not developed antibody. They are soldiers. They are radical soldiers who call antibody that will attack this child. But in the first pregnancy always escape it because the body have not developed that, because the immune system will develop agberus, radicals that goes around the body that kills anything that look like stranger, either bacteria, virus, even the baby growing inside her womb. Usually the baby is separate. The baby's blood, baby's blood and the immune system can never see that baby's blood. But immediately there's an accident, either during delivery or during pregnancy, and placenta shifted slightly and some of the baby's blood mixed with bee's blood, even if it is one drop of the blood of that baby that is positive, mixed with the mother's blood that is negative, the baby's blood is carrying a flag, and when it mixes with the mother's blood that is not carrying that flag, that factor, that Rhesus positive factor, there will be an attack, like war. They destroy that baby's blood. In the radicals in bee's blood have gotten it that they must destroy anything that look like strangers in the body. So these antibodies develop their own, what they call sensitization, to attack anything that is found in the bee's body, that's the woman's body now, and attack it radically, which also affects the baby. This is what is called sensitization. In the simple English, bee's body blood have registered that baby's blood as a foreign body. So that is why the first baby survived it, because then bee's blood have not developed those antibody against future pregnancies. Did you get me? So how do we solve this problem? People ask, does it have any solution? Does it have any solution? Yes, there's solution to it. Yes, there's solution. What you do is that once the woman gets married, when a Rhesus negative woman gets married to Rhesus positive woman, they need to see the doctor. Because if they don't do this, it's going to affect their children. You're going to affect their children, the babies in the future. Those children that were affected, if the attack is heavy on the child can die in the womb, because it will affect, if you attack the heart of the child and cause death in the uterus. So those things can be prevented. The jaundice baby, death in utero, miscarriages, that can be complication of these things can be prevented. So now when they are married, they need to see the doctor. That is why it's very important to do your blood test. There's special injection known as Rogan injection or anti-D immunoglobulin. This anti-D immunoglobulin is given to the woman to prevent these occurrences. So it gives this injection from the early stage of pregnancy and through down the period of conception and even after delivery. Yes, your doctor will explain to you at all the stages when you have to take this injection. I don't need to tell you all this so I don't complicate the whole stories for you. The most important is for you to identify yourself. If you are Rhesus negative or Rhesus positive woman, is very important. So if your body doesn't get angry, it doesn't make weapons against the fetus in your utero. So at every single time, if a Rhesus negative woman marries a Rhesus positive woman, the body will produce antibody against the children is going to bear. So that is why the children keep dying and dying and dying, and people think it's witchcraft. It's not witchcraft. So when you get married, don't only check yourself whether you are AS or SS or AA. People only go after that. No, that is not the only thing to check when you are getting married. That is not the only thing to check. After checking if you are AS or SS, check your rhesus factor. It's very important. Rhesus factor is very important. So you don't keep getting conceived and having dead children, or your children dying after birth. Okay, it's very important. And at least for with this has a solution, unlike the AS issues have no solution, but rhesus problem has solution. This injection that I mentioned to you will solve the problem only if you identify the problem early enough. So please share this video, like it, share it. You could be saving a life. It costs nothing to share. So go to lab, know your blood group, know your genotype. All right, know your rhesus factor. They are all important. All right.